see it all over social media and everybody seems to be doing it. Today, I'm going to visit a good college friend, watercolor artist Alessandra Lanot, to learn the basics of watercolor lettering. Parang arts and crafts dati was such a parang ama ng Martha Stewart.
Exactly.
Ngayon, what do you think made people interested?
Before, diba, when you say crafts, people just do scrapbooking or like collage making. Now, it's nice that there are a lot more materials available, so people get to experiment.
Watercolor lettering has become so popular nowadays that you are bound to stumble upon one of its many practical applications wherever you go. From store signs to calendars, stationery, postcards, product packaging, and just about anything that needs a touch of pretty. So no need to be afraid kahit first time ko mag-try na mag-drawing. Let's talk about the basics in a watercolor lettering kit. What would that be?
For the watercolor and lettering, they get the Dr. P.H. Martin's kit. It's a brand of paint. It was actually used by Andy Warhol before.
Wow, okay.
And then they get 4 brushes in the kit, so different brush tips, and watercolor paper and some lettering tools.
Okay, watercolor paper is also very different from regular paper. I tried that and you explained that in your class. Hindi pwedeng regular paper.
This one is cotton talaga. It's made of cotton, so it's softer. So it absorbs water better than regular board paper lang.
Right. And then you mentioned yung 4 brush tips. Bakit siya iba-iba?
Kasi you can treat each brush tip as like a stamp. So it'll have a different effect when you make strokes. You have the flat brush, and then you have the round brush, and a fine liner brush.
This is for yung parang mga black details, outline, ganon. Taking watercolor lessons with your kids or a friend or two can be a great bonding experience. Alessa has taught mother and daughter duos and noticed how they've had so much fun during the sessions. Okay, super uso nga ngayon ng watercolor lettering or even lettering or watercolor. Siguro na din because of Instagram, ang daming issues na nagkakagayahan ng mga design na gano'n. What is you as a artist, ano yung take mo dun sa gano'n? If you see somebody sort of copy your work and post it online.
A lot of students will start with copying because that's how you learn actually, by copying something else. But I think it's important to always credit the source if you know that you're basing it on an original artwork, or to have the decency not to use it for profit, just to make sure it's just for practice use.
How about inspiration? Syempre, there are only so many fonts. What do you look to for inspiration before doing
I have my personal favorites, like I love serif fonts, and also mga Art Deco style of fonts. I love looking at fonts before and typefaces. So parang this watercolor lettering was my way of combining parang the traditional and the new. So something handmade with something digital.
If someone will join a watercolor lettering workshop, ano yung tamang mindset?
Actually, just to be open to learning. Kasi it's gonna be a new process, a different style. First, you have to mix a tea mixture, which is like the color of tea when you just dip your tea bag in the mug.
Okay, which brush should I be using?
Let's use a size 0 brush. And then let's dip, just choose a color that you want. You can mix also if you want. And then wash it in one pan and then color that pan. You can start by doing short strokes kasi when you do long strokes, it's hard to maintain a straight line.
And I see your fingers are malapit sa baba.
The lower you hold the brush, the more control you have over your strokes. If you hold it high, it's loose.
Ito yung outline of the letter?
Yeah,
Tama?
Start with the outline of the letter. And then, once you do the outline, fill it with the same water na. It's best to do short strokes lang para you can adjust the curve as you go along. Once you have it, just add more. Once you have the shape of the letter, add more water. Tapos, Ito, while it's still wet, I'm already adding pigment.
So, pwede siya yung basang-basa?
Yes. Para magsuspread siya on its own.
Okay, so pag filled na yung buo, pwede ko pa siyang basain ulit?
And then if it doesn't spread, you can just add more water.
Yun ang kagandahan ng watercolor nga. You can just
use a thicker brush to add water also.
So, okay lang kahit basang-basa siya kasi nga the paper is thick enough.
Yes, the paper can take.
So, walang rule like how many colors you can add? Super ikaw bahala.
Yeah, you can add the whole rainbow if you want.
And then, that's it. How long does it take to dry pag ganito?
This mabilis lang to kasi this type of watercolor is very pigmented. So, it will dry quickly. And then, after it dries, we'll add more details to it.
So, in less than 5 minutes, Alessa was able to do the detailed letter, a little gift for me, and a new logo. So looks like I will definitely need a couple more workshops, but of course, practice makes perfect, and any artwork really requires time and patience. So this weekend, go and take up that new craft and get creative.
Picking up a new skill is always a wonderful thing. I mean, who knows where our little foray into the world of arts and crafts will go.
Yeah, for maybe we can do a collection or exhibit in a year or 2 or 5 years.
Why not? Wow. We'll try to find the time to fit that in, right?
Yes, we'll see. Thank you for joining us today in the beautiful Fernitalia showroom. We hope to see you again next week for another fun-filled and informative episode.
From living spaces to living life beyond its confines.
This is your ultimate guide to modern living.